Hello and welcome back to Soul Path Dreaming. My name is Rebecca. I am a dream seer. I have the ability to go into the dream space and dream for you. I also do spirit guided messages for your growth and development via oracle cards, affirmation cards, and tarot cards. As you know, these cards are only tools to help us further our spiritual growth and development. On my Facebook page, I have every Tuesday 2 piles put out, and all I ask is that you allow your higher self to help you choose which pile that you are most drawn to. The pile with the most votes gets read aloud live every Wednesday, and that pile, the remaining pile gets recorded here for YouTube. So if you'd like to participate in that, hop on over to Facebook, check out Soul Path Dreaming. If not, like and subscribe this video, where there will be a video usually every Wednesday or Thursday put up. And they're all just about spiritual growth and development to help us understand our way through this journey. So if you would like a dream reading, you can find me on Facebook. If you would like a card reading, you can also find me on Facebook. I'll put that description in the description box where you can find me. So let's hop right into today's reading. This is the remaining pile, and it is pile A. The last few readings have been a tie, and I was excited that this one was not a tie. So sometimes there's kind of a message in both. The two readings kind of go together. I didn't find that so much this time, but however, let's just hop right in. Hopefully, you may find a takeaway. The first card is the journal prompt card for today, and it says, "What would I do if I wasn't afraid of failing? What would I do if I wasn't afraid of failing?" So, failure is kind of like a tricky word, right? Like, if you always thought of your mistakes as a failure, you would really not sort of grow. You have to have mistakes in order to sort of evaluate yourself and see what sticks for you and what doesn't stick for you, where you need to maybe put a little more effort in or sort of back off. Sometimes when we really get in it, we sort of put these blinders on and we only see one result, and so that we don't offer ourselves many different solutions. So the question asks, what would I do if I wasn't afraid of failing? This question also talks to me about fear. If you weren't afraid to get out of your comfort zone, if you weren't afraid to be uncomfortably comfortable, what would you want for yourself? What does that look like? What does that feel like to you? Can you see yourself completing whatever it is, the task, whether that be a relationship that you're trying to achieve, or something in your business life, or just a personal goal that you have for yourself? Like, I know for me, I personally, when I started running, I wanted to make it to a 5K, and it was very daunting, and I was afraid that I was going to fail if I couldn't finish it. Well, guess what? I ran a half marathon, so there's a lot. You just keep trying and trying. You have to be able to train properly, or sort of keep learning about yourself in order to achieve the goals that you want for yourself. You have to be able to plant those seeds. Okay. The next card is, and I was going to say where all these decks came from. So on my Facebook page, I do read all of the book meanings from each card that I'm using, unless it's like a pretty common card that sort of has a generalized meaning, because that's part of spirituality too, is that you come up with what spirituality means to you, your symbols, your versions of whatever the card is. You put part of yourself in it. That's what helps you on your journey. So the next card is from the True North Tarot. The True North Tarot. And it is the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins. So this is the Knight of Pentacles. So this card talks about planting your seeds. Well, this can be for anything, but in terms of the Pentacles, it's us using our gifts that we innately come into this world with. Excuse me. How are we using that ability to achieve whatever it is that we're working towards? The Knight of Pentacles sort of is looking at what he's been growing, or what they have been growing, and seeing and evaluating how he can make more. That's how I interpret it. It's sort of also looking within yourself to address any shortcomings that you may have. So that's sort of stepping out of your fears, right? Let's read what it says in the book. The Knight of Coins says, hard work, productivity, routine, and conversation, and conservatism. I don't know why I thought it said conversation. Freudian slip. The Knight of Coins follows up from the dream venture of the Page of Coins. The Knight of Coins is the workhorse in tarot, and is not afraid to be getting its dirty work done. The Knight of Coins wants to let you know the dryer is done, in case y'all didn't hear that. The Knight of Coins wants to make sure that you have a detailed plan and strict schedule in place. You may feel, or you may view this as a mundane, boring part of your journey, but partaking in a daily routine, obligations, and chores, however, it is a necessary part of your journey. Taking the conservative approach is to how you will blossom in the seeds that you are potentially trying to grow. So this also talks to me about when we can have a conversation with ourselves in a way that we honor ourselves. We look and evaluate which seeds exactly are working. Sometimes when you grow flowers, not all of those seeds sort of stick. Not all of those seeds sort of come out and are ready to grow. Some don't grow at all. So when you are working with your innate gifts, when you are working with, and you're multifaceted, you are a being who can legitimately grow anything. So just like the law of attraction states, where your attention grows, energy flows. And this is sort of like a metaphor for you reap what you sow, all that. The Knight of Coins is saying, what are you trying to have a daily practice with? Now, if you're working on spiritual growth and development, what are your daily practices? Is it meditating? Is it being out in nature? Is it exercising? I can't stress enough how important exercise is. You need to have that balance of mind, body, and spirit. So not only physically exercising allows you to take out toxicity out of your body, but it also allows you to create and have more energy come in. So the Knight of Coins or Pentacles, by being a workhorse, understands that having a daily practice of any kind and having sort of a, I don't like to use the word strict, but having a routine of some kind that you adhere to. It becomes a daily practice. Just like if every morning you have coffee, you sort of ingrained that practice into your day. You didn't like wake up from a child and be like, oh, I'm going to have coffee. It wasn't innately brought into you. But things where you sort of make for yourself. So it takes about 6 weeks to create a habit within inside of you, which then that turns into a practice. So one of the things I do talk about on my Facebook page is clearing your energy before bed. That helps and has become a practice that I adhere to. When you clear your energy before you go to sleep, you are allowing yourself to sort of look at the seeds that you're planting in your dream state. And this helps you to figure out where you may be needing a little help. How can you communicate with yourself in another way? The next card is card 7, and it is the throat chakra. Express your truths. The throat chakra, express your truths. So this card has a Merkaba on it. Our Merkaba is our vehicle that is in our heart space. It sort of helps us traverse through or transition through many different journeys. Not in the journey sense like a meditation, but like every time you have a spiritual initiation, you sort of go on a new journey. The more you spiritually grow and create new practices for yourself, the more you can see how your inner feminine and your inner masculine and your outer feminine and your outer masculine sort of all work together in tandem with spirit. So by using your throat chakra, you are communicating to yourself what you're trying to grow. So if you're talking unkind to yourself, or if you have self-doubt, or if you are living in a fear-based communicative state where you communicate to yourself all of your fears, that's where you'll stay. If you're saying to yourself, I understand that the process is scary. I understand that moving forward is going to be a little bit tricky, but I can do it. Then you sort of switch up the game. You sort of become more willing to do the work. And that's what the Knight of Pentacles is saying. I'm going to read what this card says in the book. And this is from the Beyond Lemuria guidebook. It's card 7. Okay. If you know me on Facebook, you know I mess my hair up all the time, and I try to be my natural, authentic self. Okay. Expression, communication, your own creative language, sharing your spirit, accepting your originality, and excuse me, truth and authenticity. The theme of this card is how you share your spirit, your unique language. So because I am a very avid dreamer, I want to stress everybody has their, sort of like what we talked about from the beginning, everybody has their own unique sense of spirituality. Just like they have their own unique dream language, so do they about all things spiritual. Everything is sort of unique and individual to them. That's part of our spiritual growth and development, is to develop your eye, to develop what it is about you that makes you you. This chakra is the origin of expression. It is the source of life sparks that inspires our aliveness and strokes creative fires in others. This is the outer sharing of our inner being, the glowing song of our soul. Connect to the crux of your potential and take it further than you could have imagined. As spirit fuses into the tangible, it actualizes as a platform of greater experience, and new facets are sculpted. If you need help in restoring your throat chakra, here is some advice via the book. Be truthful with yourself about how you are really feeling. If you always act in integrity, follow your heart-centered truths, some unhealthy connections or aspects of your life may fall away, and you will be in complete alignment with your path then. In this way, your eternal psyche navigational system will become strengthened and your purpose will be clear. So, by understanding what it is that we're trying to grow for ourselves, by understanding where we're at with what are our gifts, what is our expression of ourselves. Now, mind you, you don't have to be clairvoyant. You don't have to have clairaudience. Everybody has psychic abilities. Everybody can tap into what is their innate knowing. So it's just a matter of developing them in the appropriate way. So when you use your throat chakra, you sort of allow yourself to see things from your personal truth. And that's how you can grow these seeds and start to take up daily practices for yourself that are in alignment with your true north. And the last two cards are, it's interesting because we start with the Knight of Pentacles and we end with Perseverance, which is the theme of the Knight of Pentacles or the Knight of Coins. And then card 48, which is financial discipline. So I think financial discipline sort of talks, basically, how are you staying on a path of showing the universe that you're understanding where your money goes. So not necessarily saying, I know I'm going to get readings, or I know I'm going to get, this extra money because I believe in that. Sort of being responsible with how money comes to you and being responsible for yourself, so you don't get yourself in a situation where you sort of spiritually bypass yourself. When you can show the universe, like, oh, I'm getting readings, I'm being responsible with my money. I'm just using readings as an example because this is what I do for myself. I'm being responsible with that money that I'm making. Or if you have a job, you go to your job every day and you make extra money. Excuse me. Excuse me. So you're saying, I am allowing myself to show the universe I'm being responsible, I'm doing what I have to do, and I'm worthy of taking on more. I'm worthy of being able to make more. And then with this mind frame, you can say that the more disciplined I become, the more I take up daily practices, the more I strengthen my relationship with Source, I can sort of persevere and come from a loving space. When we are planting seeds with our innate gifts and sort of reaping what we sow, and are coming from a loving space, we grow much more abundantly. We end up with the 10 of Pentacles. We have our wish fulfillment because we're coming from a loving space. So when we come from our heart chakra, our throat chakra is sort of aligned. That you don't have to be so worried that you're going to say something where it could potentially come across as not from a loving space, for lack thereof a better phrase. So perseverance is also the energy of hope to me. So when we have this hope and we want to keep on our path, keep growing new ideals for ourselves, Spirit's giving me this image. So let me just talk about it quick because I'll forget. if you know anything about farming, you know that farmers change their crops I think it's every other year or every 2 years, and they sort of change the way they put them in the ground. So they don't grow the same way all the time. Excuse me, and they don't grow the same crop every year. This is to till the soil. This is to give nutrients to the soil. And that's what we do to ourselves. The more we sort of act in the energy of the Knight of Pentacles and sort of assess how our heart space is and assess how our throat chakra is, the more we add back into ourselves. So that's what perseverance is. It's continually trying to grow ourselves in a new way and start our journeys in a new way. So, and when you are that way, financial discipline also talks to me about energy currency. What are you taking in terms of energy? Are you allowing people to be negative around you? Do you not have good boundaries? Are you being disciplined with your boundaries? Are you saying that what you tolerate is what you're going to keep growing? So if you continue to let negative energy in the sort of the field of your life, then you're really not going to be growing what you could potentially be having more of. You'll just have an abundance of the same thing. So when you sort of step out of your fear and step out of your comfort zone and know that mistakes are healthy, mistakes are okay, they help us see how we can nurture ourselves, then you start to align yourself in a more abundant, loving, and light kind of way. So all of those things are important for our spiritual growth and development. If you found this, I'm trying to rush now because I'm watching the timer. I know that y'all got lives. If you like this content, please give it a like or a subscribe. If you like to watch me on Facebook, do more lives. I'm way more active over there. If you'd like to follow me over there, please go ahead. I'm a lot more relaxed over there. Yeah, I guess that's all. I love you. Namaste.